Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Digital Literacy Overview sponsored by Wisconsin Literacy. Wisconsin Literacy is a nonprofit statewide coalition of 70 literacy agencies. We strengthen literacy statewide through expert trainings, personalized consultations, health literacy, workforce connections, and advocacy. I'm Shannon Mason-Young, the Northwest Regional Community Coordinator for Wisconsin Literacy. Anna Beer is the Northeast Regional Literacy Consultant, and she and I will be presenting this session today. And on the monitoring the chat, we have Cassie McLean, who is our Northwest Regional Community Coordinator.
All right. So we're going to do an overview today about digital literacy resources. And we wanted to start about talking about why teach digital literacy. So as many of us have learned, especially in the last year and a half, digital literacy is not just something that we need to be in the workforce. We need it for health access, so, to make medical appointments, to view medical information and our health insurance. There's so many ways that we need to use our computers and our phones to access health information, to complete financial tasks like banking, or even now peer-to-peer payments. When you think about when you go in on a gift for somebody, you use Venmo or PayPal to pay your friends or family members. We use our written checks so much less now, and use our these other ways to pay one another through our smartphones and computers. In addition, we need digital literacy to engage in our children's learning and to be a part of their community. There are several different apps that my children's activities use, not even just Facebook, but there's now Band and other phone apps that we use to communicate with one another and to share information. I have teachers from the school who use Remind, some who use email. So there's so many different options, and it's so important to have digital literacy just to stay connected to our communities, not just finding jobs. But that said, there are so many places in the workforce where you need to have digital literacy where maybe you didn't before. So for example, I heard in a presentation recently that even home healthcare workers use tablets when they come into the home. And so all kinds of jobs who maybe didn't require digital literacy in the past do now. So we're going to go through resources today that we would like you to share with your tutors and instructors, but also some that you might share directly with your learners as well. And so the first thing we want to talk about is when you're collecting goals from your learners and developing personal education plans, it's to think about digital literacy and make sure that that is part of what you are looking for. So if you go to our website, you can look up goals. And I'm going to go here to learner support. And to this link that we have here in the PowerPoint, and we will have this PowerPoint and the recording on our website. If you go to learner support on our website and scroll down, we have goals, two different templates for personal education plans. And I brought these up just so that we can share with you some ideas about how you might collect information on digital literacy. So this is a personal education plan that I took from our website. And as you scroll through it, you'll see some questions about in education. Do you use a computer? What do you want to improve? Here you might want to add in, if you have, if you use this as a template, or I invite you to review the whatever goals collection sheets you might already have, and look for opportunities to add in digital literacy. So here you could have writing emails, connecting to Zoom, or connecting to Google Meet, or whatever platforms you're using with your program. When you go down through here, again, work goals, here's another opportunity to have technology, and it's listed here as use computers and other technology at work. Under education goals, you may include it there. Here it's listed under family and listed down lower, but you could really insert it anywhere you want to on the forms. All right. So we want to make sure we're all using the same language as we go through our presentation today. And so for digital literacy, within Wisconsin Literacy, we saw we had some confusion in how we were talking to each other about this. And so we separated it out and also separated resources on our website into two categories: digital literacy and online learning. So what is digital literacy? And this again is just the way that Wisconsin Literacy is defining it. When we talk about digital literacy, we're thinking about computer skills like typing, identifying parts of a computer, using a mouse, using a smartphone or tablet, using email, word processing spreadsheets, finding online information you can trust, and connecting through virtual platforms. When we say online learning, what we're talking about is using digital platforms to learn. And so you might be learning English, math, history, any number of things, but it's more, so the digital literacy is learning the tools. Online learning is using those digital tools to access educational opportunities. So one of the reasons why we wanted to put this overview together was because there are so many digital resources out there for digital literacy and also for online learning that we really feel like we could go down into a rabbit hole. And so Shannon is going to start us into, start going down that rabbit hole as she shows you a little bit about Wisconsin Literacy's website and how we're trying to help direct you to good resources.
Perfect. Thanks, Anna. I'm going to share my screen and go right to our website. Okay. So when you go right into our Wisconsin Literacy website, I invite you to go down our rabbit hole of our website. We have a lot of great information that is out there. But what we wanted to focus on today was, if you go to our website, go to resources, and you go all the way down to digital literacy, and that's just what I'm going to highlight for us today. Here we have written out, or we have sectioned out digital literacy, and Anna just went through all of these definitions that we kind of separated out digital literacy from online learning. So further down this website, you can click here to look at some different digital platforms for different programs for instruction that you'd like to. But I'm going to just go down here. And we're going to go through, Anna's going to go into MOOCs a little bit more in detail later in our presentation. You go down further, these are all free components. There's the basic computer skills course. You can go to GCF Global. I'll be going into in more detail a little bit later in the presentation as well. And this was also mentioned earlier in the first presentation from Jennifer from Job Centers of Wisconsin and Department of Workforce Development. Great website. We're going to be only focusing in on this website for the digital literacy. And then down below, you'll see that we have some resources listed on the page. One of the things I just wanted to highlight, as we're entering into this virtual environment, a lot of programs are getting some technology grants for laptops or iPads, or maybe hotspots. And so we put together a sample equipment use contract form that you are welcome to use, tailor to your own program. And we just wanted to highlight this. And I believe we also have this in Spanish. So again, just quick highlighting this. This is just an equipment use contract you can use for your own program. However you would like, if you are loaning out equipment, it is just a nice agreement to have something written in paper for you and your learner. So that was just a quick overview of our website. Now I'm going to let Anna go into the next program.
Okay, so as Shannon mentioned, we're going to talk about MOOCs. So where Shannon just was, there was a link to MOOCs, and have this on our slides as well. So what MOOC stands for is Massive Open Online Course. It is free. The components include a navigation tutorial, a pretest, and 9 modules. If you go into our website, as Shannon showed you, go to resources. Oh, sorry. Digital literacy. I'm going to scroll down to MOOCs, and you can click here, or down below is the address as well. And so when we go in here, there are a number of different options. So I want to start by showing you the navigation. So this would be something I would recommend if you have new instructors or tutors going to this site, is to watch this. Now, when you click on something, you have the opportunity either to log in or to continue as a guest. So the advantage of logging in is when you have your own account, then it will track your progress, or if you set your learner up with an account, it will track your learner progress. But if you continue as a guest, you don't need to add in an email address. You don't need to put in a password or remember any of that information. So if you are a tutor or you have tutors working with someone, they could just keep track of their learner progress if they don't want to set up their own account. So I'm just going to continue as a guest, and I want to show you the navigation.
Welcome to the navigation tutorial for the Basic Computer Skills course. This navigation tutorial will show you how to navigate through the individual learning activities.
So I'm not going to play the whole navigation intro just because of time, but I want you to see here that it shows the menu of the first module and all of the different topics that you cover that can be covered in MOOCs. And I'm going to go back here. And we go to get started. It's going to take me back to our main list. And then I want to show you a pretest. And so there are 9 modules in this. And if you start with the pretest, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. I'm just going to show you.
Welcome to the pretest for the Basic Computer Skills course for Modules 1 through 3. Please read all the instructions before you begin. This pretest helps determine what you know. Identify the item used to enter letters, numbers, and symbols into word processing or other software by clicking on the item.
So here, the learner would listen and choose which item. You do not, oh, I'm sorry, and then submit. Someone does not
Click on the
need,
pointing device. You use this to communicate with your computer.
you do not need to do the pretest in order to use this, but you may find this useful. And so I'm going to show you after someone completes the pretest, they get you get a report like this. And so there are 24 questions. I'm not going to go through all of them for you, or I'm sorry, 21 questions. I'm not going to go through all of them for the sake of time. But here, this helps you, if you are an instructor or tutor, see, you know, what modules the learner should start with. And so like using a computing device, 6 out of 9, maybe that's something we should go back to and review. Navigate an operating system. It really looks like that's a place where the learner needs work, and using the keyboard effectively, we're in pretty good shape there. So it helps you know as a tutor where to go. And then I want to go back to our menu here just to give you an idea of what the different modules look like. Shannon, can you check the list and the participant list and mute people if we need?
Yes.
So, sorry, you got to get to the menu here of the different modules. So here you can see a list of the different topics. And so you could skip ahead directly to what a learner needs help with. And so I'm going to show you what the using computing devices looks like. So this is what the different modules are like. You can click on it. Here's the length of time for each of them. So here's an example of what the lesson looks like.
Welcome to Use the Mouse. This activity will walk you through the basic functions of the mouse and the skills needed to use it.
So again, when you go into a certain module, there's a whole list of different items that you can work on. So you can really pick and choose for what's important or relevant to your learner. And so, for example, there's a section that talks about PC versus Mac. If that's something that's not relevant to your learner, you wouldn't need to go through that, and you can kind of skip around and choose which ones are most relevant. So again, this is MOOCs, and there is a lot of different information. It gets into word processing, into using email. It talks about, you know, what different icons to use or how to open a document in Windows, and so a variety of different topics. Right, and so next Shannon's going to go through the GFC Global. And this is the one that Jennifer mentioned in the session this morning.
Super, thanks, Anna. So this is a great website, and like we said, what we're going to do right now in this presentation is just focus on the digital literacy components. It is Goodwill Industries has put this information together. It is a free website. The components include digital literacy, online learning, self-learning. It's just got a wealth of information. We are going to, I'm going to share my screen and go into it here. Let's see. So when you go to the website, there's all kinds of information. I'm just going to try and move our pictures here. You can do all kinds of different searches here. You can go in under topics and you can find what you're looking for, if it's anything in specific, or you can go down and go right into these different modules. As I said today, we're going to work just in the technology piece, and then I'll spend a few minutes going in to the other topics so you can see what's out there. But if we go into the technology, what we're going to see, it's going to pull up some different modules. We've got Office 216. You can do one on email, but we're going to go into the computers. And then so when I select computers, when we go in here, we've got the computer basics. So this is all that's going to be in this module. We're going to have basic computer skills, mouse tutorial, typing, and then searching in here, we're going to do the tutorial, what is a computer, go through hardware basics. So I'm just going to go right now into the what is a computer. One of the things that I really like about this website, there's many things to like, but they've got nice short videos, and the videos are, it's a nice color, it's bright, and very short segments to watch this. So I'm just gonna play just a minute of this so you can get an idea. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna go back to my share. There, now you should be able to.
From laptop computers to smartphones to smartwatches, they're changing the way that we live our lives. But have you ever asked yourself, what exactly is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. The computer sees data as ones and zeros, but it knows how to combine them into much more complex things, such as a photo, movie, website, to smartphones.
So there's a little bit of a sample of what those videos look like. And they have them throughout where you can watch the video, and then you can go right down into the material where it defines it, which I think is really well done. The other thing I was just going to go down into, so I'm just kind of scrolling down. The video would go through all this information, and then you could tap in and go to any of these different components. What I wanted to share with you, so it'll go through types of computers. So again, we were talking about this digital literacy of just kind of going over our computer skills, typing, identifying parts of a computer, using a mouse. So all of these things are identified in this module. Again, so here's basic parts of a computer. I wanted to get down to the keyboards, if you'll just bear with me for 1 second. So here, when we were looking at different parts, it would go, you could go on a keyboard, it will explain what the different keys are. You can go in just at your own pace, go through and look at these. And then there, if they wanted more information or if you wanted to do a typing tutorial, you could easily go back in there. So you can go in as much as you want or as little as you want, depending on the time that you have. And again, when you're working with your learner and you're looking at your different goals, this is a really great program where you can go in and kind of select the areas that you want to focus on. So I will get out of this piece here and we'll go back here. With similar on GCF here, you can sign in, you don't need an account, or you can sign up with as a user, and then you can track your progress. So it really is what how you want to. Some learners may be motivated by having an account and being able to go and see their progress, or maybe you just want to pop into different modules and just go right into certain topics. So again, if we go into that, if you go into all topics, here's our basic skills: computers, smartphones and tablets, typing tutorials. You can go right into learning more about the basics of Office programs, skills for today, which is really helpful, digital media literacy. So you can really kind of tailor some back-end lessons with your computer skills learning if you'd like. There's just a wealth of resources out here to be able to go and pinpoint any interests that your learner has or the tutors want to bring into any lessons. Does anyone have any questions on this website or anything you want me to go take a look at while we're here? If not, I don't see any questions. There's also here up in the corner, which is kind of, it has English, or you can also toggle into Spanish, and then that just puts everything into Spanish. So you can go right into, if you wanted to go into one of these sessions, it would be in Spanish. So I just thought that was a pretty nifty thing to be aware of. So that's the main thing I wanted to go through GCF Learn. But again, very easy to get around in the website. You can go through topics, or you can go right down on the page. They're always adding new stuff. They just added a new understanding, new operating system. So you can always kind of go in and check out new videos too.
Shannon, this is Anna. When you go into Spanish, the videos are available in Spanish as well, correct?
Yes, they are. They are. And again, those are short little videos. They're maybe 2 to 3 minutes long at the most. And so you can just chunk them up into however you would like. So yes.
Great, thank you. And so Shannon is also going to walk us through North Star.
Okay, so North Star is, North Star is a program of Minnesota literacy, and it is, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go over, there is free features on the website and there's fee-based features. We're just going to touch on a couple of the free features that they have, and what they currently, there are modules. The free modules are the basic computer skills, email, Microsoft Word, and career search skills. So what I'm going to go through is just the basic computer skills. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to pop out to, I'm going to pop into North Star. So when you go into North Star's website, all kinds of great information out here. Again, because of our time, we're just going to focus on a few of the free programs, but feel free to go out here, explore, see the different options that are available. But if you scroll all the way down, and the links in our PowerPoint will take you directly to these free modules. But we're going to go right down to the bottom where it says build your skills. So here it says their online learning can help digital literacy skills, and these are the free ones. So if we go into the basic computer skills, and again, this is kind of what we've been focusing on in Anna and I when we were picking out these different websites. These are all kind of, all three of these programs are covering the same skills, just the basic computer literacy skills. So here we have audio and we have reading. So you can select both of them or one or the other. You can turn it off. And when you get into here up in the corner, you see these three little lines. This will tell you that this is, it kind of gives you an outline of everything that's in this module. So it's going to go through three components. you don't have to have an account. If you had an account, you would have these review questions available to you. But if you're just going in and not setting up an account, you can't see the review questions, which is fine. You can still go back and repeat everything, but just to let you know, you're not going to see these questions. So part of it, I like this. I'm going to play a little bit. It will read through the screens, and it also
You're probably sitting in front of a computer right now. But what exactly is it? And what can you do with it? What is a computer?
So I'm going to skip through here.
There are.
And so what this show, so it kind of goes through, it'll go through the videos. I'll play a little bit about this one. This is just kind of the getting starting with computers, just so you get an idea.
Several kinds of computers. Desktop computers are big and heavy, and so usually sit on a desk or a table. To use a desktop computer, you need to have all of the parts: system unit, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. The system unit does the work. The monitor shows you what's happening, and the keyboard and mouse let you. There are several kinds of computers. Desktop computers are big and heavy, and you can carry.
Sorry about that. So I'm going to go just kind of advance to the next
If you
screen.
look closely at the outside of a computer, you will see buttons and many small holes. These holes are usually called ports. Each port has a specific shape for different uses and different types of plugs.
So again, just kind of, it will go through, and as you advance through this module, it's going to ask different questions where, let me see, I'll pull it up, where you can select, where does this plug into your computer, and you can walk through it. So just a lot of really good information. Again, I'll just kind of go back to this part that I thought was pretty interesting, common things to
Objects
click.
on the
Whoops.
computer screen that you can.
That's not the one I wanted to go to. Let me go back. Is how to control a computer. So
If you
one,
want a computer to do something, you have to control the computer with a mouse, keyboard, touchpad, or touch screen. A keyboard lets you type words or numbers, or use command keys to control the computer. A mouse or touchpad lets you point at something on your computer screen. The keyboard has a lot of. Try it here. Use your computer's keyboard to type your name in this box. We've highlighted the keys in the image that you should look for on your keyboard. Then click Next.
okay, so then this exercise they can practice, clicking on it and then putting your name in the thing. So lots of interactives. Again, we had the MOOCs is a different way to present it, then the GFC Learn, and then this way. So you could use all three. You could toggle back and forth, or choose in different lesson plans to kind of cement the ideas of digital literacy. So I am going to, though there is a piece on this digital literacy, once you get started on the module, it's to stop it. I haven't quite figured out how to get it to stop so it plays the whole thing. So I'm going to stop sharing on this piece, and then I'm going to go, whoops, I'm going to go back here.
The keyboard has a lot of buttons. Try it here. Use your computer's keyboard.
So I'm going to stop sharing there. And so one of the nice things about the digital literacy, North Star Digital Literacy, is that you can go into that. Again, if you set up an account, you can do a basic literacy assessment, or you can go right into these basic computer skills, email, or they even have a free career search skills. So do you have any questions on the North Star digital information? Oh, good question. So on North Star right now, they are currently in English. So I think that is in the works for them to be able to offer that in the future, I think, but currently not right now. That's a great question.
So please continue to write your questions in the chat. We do have about 9 minutes left. And so we just wanted to open up the opportunity for people to share what you have found effective for teaching digital skills as well. Again, Shannon and I just went through and picked some of our favorites because we know that there can be sometimes too much information is not a good thing because you know where to go first. So if anybody has anything you want to share, please type it in the chat, or feel free to just unmute yourself and share any of your ideas.
There was a question. They wanted the link to GCF Global, so that is in the chat. And just a reminder, you can find that link on our website also. You can go under resources and then to digital learning. Correct, Anna?
Digital literacy. Yes, under digital literacy. Correct. And yes, I see that we've got the link in here a couple of times, and we'll have this recording and this PowerPoint available on our website later this week. And so you'll be able to find those links there as well.
And if as questions, if they're not coming forward, I can go in if you guys would like and just show you one more thing in the GCF learning. Let me see that.
As she's bringing that up, I want to add that one of the things that we really like about GCF Learns is all the content that's in there that's not digital literacy, so that online learning. So they have math resources in there for teaching math, teaching money, all kinds of other things as well.
Right, and that's kind of what I wanted to go into too. So even in the digital literacy piece, and Jennifer brought this up earlier too, was you can go in, if you're looking, so we have the basic computer skills, but you can also go into a little bit more. And as she was saying, with the Microsoft Office suite information, you can look at that. But even looking into the email basics about how to go about setting up your email, what are common features, these things, email etiquette and safety, I think are very important when you're setting up all kinds of information, especially as you start using your email, where's it going? And that kind of information is just really important to do. And I think GCF does a great job in their visuals and in their videos to be able to really kind of easily explain what the information is. They do it in nice bite-sized pieces. So, and then the other things that for my, so we can do the online safety, how to get around in the internet. It's just got so much great information out here that they can also internet safety for kids. So if you're dealing with parents, they may want to know this information. Like we were talking earlier about Google, that's some companies are using that, and so folks need to be familiar with how Google Documents work. And then going back to, and again, at the beginning of the session, we were talking about the rabbit hole, and we were trying to just give you all kinds of information, but really there is just a wealth of information that you can use when you go out in here and start looking about how to learn about digital literacy and how to share that with your learners. I was going to look for, sorry, I'm looking for one piece on smartphone and tablets. So, we're dealing with iPads a lot with learners. Some programs have those, and so you can have these basic skills to, how to use your iPad. I know I was sharing with Anna when we were talking about, just the digital literacy piece, I remember when the technology switched to laptops and you had the touchpad and how new that was. And so I think, technology is always changing, and these websites are always keeping their information up to date. So they're very helpful tools for us to be able to use. And if you have any questions, or if you want us to work with you or tutors, or to have a session on just some of these resources, just feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to put some stuff together, or come to one of your tutor training meetings and just kind of play around with the literacy, digital literacy, and different websites that are out there.
Okay, Shannon, I don't see any more questions. Do you want to close us out?
All right, then. Well, thank you all for attending our session today. We really appreciate you being here today. Our next session is going to be time management and multitasking with Michael Light. And you can learn more about us and all of our programming out on wisconsinliteracy.org. And sorry, if you have any other questions about the session, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to provide you with any other resources. And thanks again for joining us. You have a few minutes until the next session starts. So go grab some water, take a little break, and we'll see you at 2 o'clock.